Record. Awesome.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So, okay. So this is what I think we should.
Let's just say that this is Friday, September 4th,
Yes.
and we're 2020. Oh, okay. And that we're talking about the Benevolent Instruction Podcast.
Yes. Next steps. All right. So I've made the Instagram and I've looked up podcasts sites. Now, if you don't mind, I was going to create just a small image to put as our Instagram image. I'm considering using the doodle drawing that you sent me recently as the backdrop for that. How do you feel about that? We can always change it. Yeah, I love it, and it's on my fridge now. It makes me very happy.
It's perfect fridge art.
It's perfect for what? Fridge art. I heard it as it's perfect as jart. I just heard jart. I was like, I don't know what that is. So I'm going to make a logo. So in a sense, a logo. We'll call it a logo. Like we're real legit. And then, okay, I think we should design right now. Like we should, I know we need to do an intro. But for some reason, I don't want to do that right now. But let's design what we think the first 5 offerings should be.
Okay.
Like, do we already have something? Because we already have several nice ones that I really, really like. I still love the first one that you ever made.
Right.
That I've done a million times. Like
with the dinosaur?
No, the one before the dinosaur even.
Oh.
I want to say, oh yeah, we'd have to go back.
I don't know if I even have that.
Coco, I swear to God. I do. I have it. Hold on.
The right arm forward?
Yeah, that's not with the dinosaur. Right arm forward is not with the dinosaur.
It is. I performed it.
But didn't you perform a combined version?
Oh.
I want to say dinosaur is number 2.
I combined for that performance. So that script that I recorded, I combined one of mine and one of yours.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because it has your something soft in the ear.
Okay, so I think I'm going to have to dig around. I know I have those early ones somewhere. And all right, hold on.
So those first ones were they audio recorded, or we just have the text? God.
But you turned them into audio ones, right?
I don't think I have those first scripts recorded separately.
Right.
I think I just have, where would I have saved those? Desktop, I wonder if I even saved them.
Well, that would be crazy. You mean the text versions of them?
Yeah. They must be on. Sorry, they must be on my other hard drive. Because I'm pretty sure I had the text versions of them. We might have to let those go. I don't know.
Okay. I am going to dig around because I feel like I don't think I have the text versions anymore, but I have whatever was the first recording you did that you shared with me, the one that you did for your performance. I have it somewhere, but you do too.
Yeah,
right?
I'll have to pull out. Okay, I'll have to pull out my hard drive and go dig around and see if I offloaded those.
Okay. So I would say let's try to find as many of the earliest ones as possible.
Okay.
And we'll take a listen to them. I mean, I don't even have to take a listen to them. I think there is something. Okay, this is the real question. When we were just making them for each other, we could be real cool about it. So some of them would be prepared. Some of them just be like, I'm hanging out with my phone. And so you can hear like heavy breathing and a lot of like airtime. Do we want to redo those so that people who are new to this process aren't like put off by the amateur sound of it? Because here's the thing.
The low production value.
Right. Between me and you, we're just like, yeah, amazing. This is great. This is perfect. I love you. I want to hear your voice. I want to do this. But if we want to invite the world to it, I do think that we probably should re-record those.
Yeah. And I think for a couple of them, I had like a half a bottle of wine too.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and also like for me, one of my favorite ones is the recent one you did where you're walking around in your backyard, like recently. Like that was one of the ones that I went somewhere else. Like that I was like, oh, my body was making choices that I didn't understand, that I was surprised by. But it's because I think it was the mix of like talking about what you were seeing in nature and also being like, that was the one where you were kind of, there was like a constant contradiction happening. Like, you're going to do this, but you don't have to do this. So what was it?
Like infinite choices and
infinite choice. Yeah. And so that's like one of my favorite ones. But for sure, it's you walking around your backyard, just being like, but okay.
I mean, there's something like, I think there could be some really like, most of them be like really high production value, like re-recorded, they sound really good, they're very clear. But then I think there's something about the freedom of just being able to walk around and create them and let like all of the muckiness and messiness of sound and breath and life and whatever get in there.
Yeah.
I mean, I think if I was the consumer and the person that making it was like, you know, we didn't have time to get into the sound studio today, so we just decided to make one, I'd be like, oh, that's like ultimate freedom, like ultimate permission to also make my own.
I agree. So yeah, I don't want to throw away that element also, because I will say that in that one I could hear nature. Like I could hear, like I remember being like, oh, I know she's outside, which was really delicious. So and I think that we can also prepare, which almost all of my favorite podcasts do. Like they'll be like, you know, for this interview, we were sort of hanging out in this area, so the sound quality might be something like they'll kind of prompt us like, listen, you know, we do good stuff, but we're also kind of in the mix right now. And so this is how we're going to be shoveling this one out. But also,
I will be right back. I'm going to go to the store. These guys haven't come yet. Did you get a text, Jim?
No. Okay. Close the garage.
You want me to close the garage?
Please.
Okay.
So 5 options, or what you want to build these, design these? What store are you going to? Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
So I think that we'll have to spend a little bit of time listening to them and just evaluating, like what is worth spending a little more time on refining and what sounds great just the way that it is as a part of the process. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I think it's fine.
Okay.
I think the fact that the ones that have been, I mean, the only one that's really been professionally kind of done is that one that I did for that performance. So the rest of them are all, you know, impromptu or either just low production value. So, like, I guess it's like, yeah, like you said, either deciding which one of those need to be re-recorded or to just leave them all like that. And then in those intros say, you know, well, this is how this one got made, you know, and this is why it sounds this way. And this is, you know, blah, blah, blah. And just kind of leave those in the low production bucket.
Yeah.
And just kind of explain that in whatever intro we do. And then just go on forward doing, you know, more professional sounding ones. I mean, that's kind of just a labor issue, you know. It's like, do we want to go back and do that?
Mm-hmm.
I think I have all of them. I feel like I have all of them in a folder on this computer. That's why I feel like I've got more though. On that hard drive. You know, I still have that hard drive that Jeff gave me from ages ago when I was running out of space and we were trying to keep all of our shit together for CKA. Hold on one second. Let's see. See if I can do a little
Next
magic.
project I'm starting.
Oh, are you cross stitching?
I mean, I haven't yet, but this is my next project. And I'm cross stitching Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Yeah. Nice. You know, my friend Matthew Rose was cross stitching for a while and he was doing all the vulgar ones. You know, they were great. Like
I found a series of internal organs that I want to do.
Oh.
Heart and a brain and some kidneys. Like I found somebody who had already designed the whole set and I was like, ooh, I want to do anatomy. I want to do anatomy ones. So that's where pelvis, spine. All right.
All right. I'm looking really quickly just to see if I have. Back when we called it voice recognition.
I know. When I was just looking it up, I was finding VR and I was like, oh.
Oh, this one's a short one. This is like tedious.
What?
I mean, Mina Estrada PM. What is that?
I don't know. Either it's at nighttime or postmortem or premenstrual.
Hang on. I think this, benevolent instructions. Why is that? Yeah, we're probably going to have a pretty tough time piecing these all back together.
Well, is there a way to put that in some cloud somewhere that I could also go through it? How big are these files?
They're not terrible, but I mean, it could build up over time. Where is the voice recognition? Jesus. I'm going to slap those in there. Okay. I'm just saying, Mina to Coco voice recognition 2. Coco dance to Mina 1. Oh, we have video of doing this in the LSU Museum of Art.
Aww.
I think that's what that is. Oh, Mina to Coco 1 voice recognition, but that's without the recording. That's us memorizing them.
Oh, what? Did this what we did? I don't remember.
Walking a serpentine pathway backwards, hands and fists, turning your fucking head. This walk is slow. Chin leads you forward. The body bends to the left. The head looks to the oh, geez. Yeah, this is one of your first ones. Oh, no. Yeah. No, I don't know who wrote this one. That's crazy, but I can't tell who wrote this one.
Well, how does it start?
Walking a serpentine pathway backwards, hands and fists, turning your fucking head. This walk is slow.
But that's not the beginning of it, is it?
No, chin leads you for. I don't know what this is. See, this
Okay.
is what happens.
Okay.
We just gonna, you know what? We have a bunch of crazy stuff,
Mhm.
all housed in different places.
Mhm.
And we have partial scripts, we have full recordings.
Mhm.
So I kind of feel like maybe the best thing to do is just create 5 to get us a little mini archive going, and we can just start with pick, like you said, pick the 5 yummiest ones that we have and just record them into a microphone,
Mhm.
like a professional microphone. I think that's the easiest way to get started.
I agree. Yeah. I'm with you on this. Okay. But can we put this in a shareable space so I can see what you have, and then I can maybe throw in what I have? Because I feel like I am less organized when it comes to my computer as to where I house things. I'm notorious for it. I mean, anybody who sees my computer desktop is like, how do you live like this? Because I
Right.
don't put things in folders. I'm really bad at it. And it is, whatever. No one's perfect. So it's gonna take me a little bit longer to gather what data I have. But I feel like if we could throw it in one place and have a good starting point of what we think we have together, that would be great.
Okay.
Especially because we could just as easily be like, fuck it, let's just start fresh, or start with the stuff that we have. But I don't know, this sounds really sentimental, but for historic purposes, a part of the video intro that I showed you, a part of the story that I love is that this actually started as a long text message that I received from my friend Coco. And
I know. How do we go get those text messages?
say that again?
How do we find those text messages?
I don't know. I know that I had taken screenshots of the ones that you had sent me so that I could put them in big print on my computer while I was making one. You know what I mean? But I don't. Here's the thing. I made a video of the very first one you sent me. So on that video is your voice saying, no, it's not, because we didn't do it by voice. It was hard because I had to build a dance based on your words, and then I had to do the dance without the words.
Okay, so
memorize things.
Right. I am going back. So the first one that I have recorded has a date on it. And this is after the one that I put together for the performance.
Okay.
Right? So it was we did the performance, and then I was like, oh, I think this is a thing. We should start making recordings of these. And it was Friday, June 28th, 2019.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Oh, so apparently I've got all this set up to be saved on the cloud already.
Oh, okay.
I wonder if I can share that with you. Oh, come on. Don't make me sign in or do anything. Oh, no.
No.
It wants to update my cloud music library. I'm so tired of computers
I am too. I'm with you on this, dude.
because I was saving space on my hard drive. I started using stuff for the putting stuff on the cloud. Oh, shit. It's going to take forever to get this stuff down from the cloud, I bet. I thought this was going to be easy. Well, here we go. We're learning right now. 7/19/20. Oh, no, that's 20. 6/8. Without walking, put one foot in front of the other 5 times.
Oh God, I love these.
I have been drinking. Turn yourself around and reach behind you. Lift your shoulders. Hello. Hi, how's it going? Right. That's okay. Hold on one second. I'm in the middle of an online meeting. Let me let them know. Hold on one second. Mina, I'll be back in just a second. Great. So you see the RAV4? It should. I'm coming out right now. Hang on one second. I just thank you for like calling because my dog was
Gertie. Gertie, Gertie, Gertie. Gertie girl. Gertie. Gertie. Hey, Gertie. Gertie Birdie. Where are you? Gertie, Gertie. 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 Gertie.
Hang on one second. Mama's got to move my car. Okay, sorry. I got to move my car now.
Okay.
Be right back.
Gertie. 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 Gertie girl.
Are you crazy right now? Huh? Are you crazy right now? Huh? Is your tail going? You don't know nothing? Okay. So this is why I can't ever fucking get anything done and why I am insane. Yes, I'll just leave it there.
Okay. I support you.
Okay, sorry, because I can't have more than like 10 minutes, you know, without some fucking thing going on that I've got to get up and attend to. And man, I get really mad about it. And I have to like calm myself down. Okay, so although I am getting a new windshield, but you know, it's just like
I know.
I can feel the time ticking between now and when I have to go work my ass off for the whole night. Just, the cloud. Okay.
The cloud.
I have to figure out how to share that with you. Maybe I can just click on the folder. There's a whole bunch of there's like mix downs, and I was trying to make some videos. I was trying to take the audio files and turn them into video files to put them on YouTube, and I once again got sidetracked and never got back to it. And then there are the Zoom recordings from you and I doing various things together.
Okay.
Gertrude, please stop. Share. I wonder if I can just send this link to you. Check your text messages.
My texts or my emails?
Do you want me to email you the link?
Either way.
Okay, let me see. It's not. Share. Messages. Oh, fucking A. Okay. It's giving me the option to share, but then when I click on it, it's not doing anything.
Okay.
So let me see if I can just share this one. Baby, I don't know what's happening here. Oh, here we go. Just takes a second. Okay, let me try that again really quick.
I have a question while you're doing that. If
Uh-huh.
you can, on your doodle, there's a 1 in the upper left-hand corner, and there's a 1999 in the lower right-hand corner. Can you talk to me a little bit about that? I love it, but I don't.
I think if you count the number of little pockets that are made, like the number of circles,
Mm-hmm.
I think there's 99.
Okay.
And so I said, well, this is 1 and then this is 99
Mm-hmm.
at the end. And then I was like, aha, 1999. And I just put 1999.
I figured such. I was like, but I didn't have time to count it. So I was like, oh, is there 1,999 strokes? Like that every time the pen touched the paper. And I just loved it. I loved it as a mind puzzle.
Yeah, there's 99 circles. And then I was like, I just like the year 1999 because of Prince. And
yes.
It was very Prince colored and
agreed.
Yeah, so the 19 in front of the 99 is totally random, like me just paying homage to 1999.
I think it's perfect. I love it. I'm looking at it right now. Okay.
Okay, see if you got a link to a folder.
I mean, not yet, but it might
Yeah.
be.
What I don't know is if it's going to send you a link to that folder in the cloud, or if
Okay.
it's sending some crazy amount of files to you, which it should not do that. So
That would be crazy.
give it some time. It's probably thinking, I don't know what my computer is doing right now regarding the cloud and my files. It's working really hard.
Okay.
So I don't know what that means.
Okay.
Anyway.
All right. So I would say, as far as like action steps go, like I think I will look closer at these podcast platforms. You and I will spend a little bit of time just reviewing what we've had and making a decision about what can go in or should go in. And I don't think that we have to go chronologically. I don't feel like that's my point. I think that there's just something about, I think that those earlier ones are perhaps a little more accessible because there's a lot of just like sort of anatomical direction, you know, like, or body part direction giving that I think people could grasp onto pretty quickly. But it also was not void of sort of like poetic, mystical thinking too.
Right.
So, because some of the shit we've been doing now is like beautiful. I mean, so fucking beautiful, but maybe a little too far out there for like our intros.
Right.
So I say, by the next time we talk about this, which we should determine today. Also, Coco, at any point, if you're like, Mina, I need a break from talking about this, I'm on fire for this. I don't have all of the time in the world, but I do have, I strangely have more time than I would in sort of any other normal situation in my life, right? So, and I'm still learning how to be better at maximizing my time because I have allowed myself to just like, I float away during the day. Like, I just float away sometimes, like in my brain space. I think I contemplate getting old. Like a lot of things happen, which is a real luxury to just have time to just fucking float away. I know how this all sounds. My point is that what I like about this project is that it's helping me focus. That's my problem, is that I don't have enough things right now, and I really want to do this. So, but at any point, because you have a different life, you could just be like, hey, Mina, I need a time to fuck out on this. And I will respect that. So, but let's talk about when the next time we're going to chat about this is.
Okay, well, I've got this Monday's Labor Day, but apparently people are cool with doing stuff. So, or that's what I've heard. So I was going to say another little short session with the girls, with our pals.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you had time to sit down and meet for, another half hour after that. So
on Monday, what time are we doing Monday?
I'm going to ask again to do noon.
Noon your time.
Do you need that to be another time?
No, that's perfect.
Okay. So.
And then we'll meet after.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will put the shout out.
And remind them that we're to bring or to deliver a short score, 1 minute, 2 minutes, because we're going to do the whole project again, the whole system again.
Right. The 1 minute, 2 minute with benevolent instructions in the background. That's going to be fun. And then we'll meet after.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I will, I have these on my phone, most of them, so I can go while I'm driving, I can listen to them and kind of decide which ones I think would be fun for a first release.
Mm-hmm.
And Yeah.
Because I mean, I do think that, in my opinion, and you can counter this, that for a podcast like this, that the first dump should be several things, because it's not like a story where we're unfolding episode by episode. I think that we'll shift to like a weekly drop or whatever, but this gives people, if they're curious about it, it gives them a couple of options of understanding us kind of like right out the gate.
Right.
And so, like, you only get one option and they may not be hooked really, but they're curious, but then they have to wait a week to get another one. So I feel like in this first drop, they get an intro, us talking about it, and then they get several options of like what this feels like. I'm going to continue talking about it in this sort of active way that people are already engaging with us. Like, this is how I'm going to continue to talk about it, because I think that this is how we make it happen. That I'm not going to be like, well, you know, if anyone listens. No, in my mind, everyone's fucking listening. And in my mind, they do one and they're like, oh, this is really curious. Well, what's this other one sound like? And then they click another one and it's the same kind of thing, but then it's a whole different set of language and a whole different set of directives.
Right.
And they tell their friends about it because they're going to talk to somebody that day. And someone's be like, well, how was your day? I'd be like, oh my God, I did this really crazy thing. It was like 10 minutes where someone just told me what to do and I did it. And it didn't really matter what I did. And it's kind of like a dream. It's like someone's walking me through a dream, maybe, right? And then their friends will be like, what the fuck are you talking about? And they'll be like, oh, I'm going to text it to you. This is how it's going to because they're short. Because here's the thing. I love people's, I really love people's recommendations for things, especially if I love them. And I'm like, I respect everything that you love. But it's so hard to dedicate yourself to something that's like an hour long or even 30 minutes long. Like I'm like, oh. But if someone's like, yeah, I did a 7-minute movement thing. I don't know. It's kind of like meditation. Like they don't even know how to talk about it. And I'm willing to listen to a 7-minute thing. Like I'm willing to give, like in a car drive from here to the grocery store, like boom, I'm going to listen to this. And then I'm doing a weird dance in my head to the grocery store. So my point is, yeah, I feel like if we can get this together within the next week or two, we could at least drop this first thing, like a first set of things. And then that will hopefully motivate us to be good at doing this on a regular basis. What I would really love more than anything when it comes to this project, because this is one of my biggest flaws, is that I'm a ball dropper. I drop balls like a dysfunctional juggler. Like I am a ball dropper. I have been, you've been with me. Like I have big, bold ideas and I might start a process and then I don't know. Life happens. I let it go. I don't feel encouraged about it. Whatever. So I would really love, and I'm going to say this, to be committed to this project for at least 6 months completely, like weekly commitment to it before giving up on it. And that means even if nobody listens to it, I want to be driven to do it for at least 6 months. And remember, I want to remember what it feels like to be thoroughly committed to something I have to show up for. And I have to not care about who is listening to it. But I also have to be engaged in the process of getting it out to the world so that people can listen to it. There, I said it.
Mina would really love 6 months of consistent action and dedication committed to this project.
Yes, thank you. It feels,
So 6 months,
yeah.
October, November, December, January, February, March.
Right. And then I also feel like it's a great place to let's be honest. I think we both know that I'm so much more pumped about a podcast only because I love podcasts. But I feel like that's also the place where we tell people like, hey, if you would like to be a part of an actual workshop for this or want to do this with a room full of Zoom people, when things get normal, be like, hey, if you live in the Florida area or if you live in the Wichita area, you can come actually do this with us. Like, it also is a platform for getting the information about the other options that we are going to be working on. So,
Yeah, I love it.
okay. And then we got to make t-shirts. And I'm just curious, do you want benevolent instruction to be in one line across the boobs? Do you want it to be blocked, like one word and the other word? How do you feel about this? What's the aesthetic you see for this? I'm just really curious.
I think they're stacked.
They're stacked. Okay. Okay. I support that. And it's simple, right? It's a simple. Okay. I'm going to work on that.
So I'll shoot the text out to the gal pals. I wish we could so my other and it's not a concern, it's a desire, is that I love our quartet. I love our company rehearsals, and I do feel like if we invite anybody else in, we kind of have to go through this explanation situation, which I'm not really in the mood to do because we can all just jump right in with no prep, really.
Yeah.
But I would love to hear someone else read these.
I agree.
Someone else write these and record these. I would love to be able to turn one on and be like, I wonder where this person's gonna send me. I'm craving that a lot. I just don't know how to find someone who's not terribly fucking busy.
Right.
To understand what benevolent instruction really kind of is, because we don't really know what it is. There's a tone,
Mm-hmm.
right? Even though the tone really could shift. I think there's there's a ton of ranges of voices and tones within a benevolent world.
Yeah.
But there is something about understanding how to be really intentional about your instructions. I am going to rush this person through this experience, but I'm going to do it in a really kind and thoughtful way. And then I'm going to slow them down and I'm going to pull them back, or, I'm going to give them as much time as I possibly can, or I'm going to try, there are these kinds of intentions built inside of it that I feel like we kind of inherently understand. And I worry that others wouldn't. Just tell them to do anything.
Right. Right.
There's something really parental about it in a way.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with you. And so, yeah, I feel like it, because a part of me is well, can't we just contact people and be like, hey, talk out some instructions to me? But if they haven't been a part of this process, right, it could go against kind of the rules of benevolent instruction, which I'm not interested in letting people fuck with this, right? But before we get there, I would really like to have more understanding of what I really think this is and how it is beneficial and what I think is important about it. And then let someone fuck it up. Let us fuck it up,
Right.
And just sense the difference of it. I'm going to tell you already that I do have a weird apprehension in my chest about a man's voice telling me what to do.
Right.
I've thought about it. And I'm I could say I don't know what this is, but I know exactly what it is. I fucking know exactly what it is to not desire to hear a man tell me what to do. I know exactly what that is, but I feel but shouldn't I be above that, more mature, blah, blah, blah. And I'm I don't know. Should I? For this, should I? I mean, I have to do it every day. Every day I have to hear a man's voice. Not every day, but perhaps, theoretically. A man who is telling me what to do, requesting things of me, blah, blah, blah. Even if it's the guy bringing the water system into my house, So I don't know that I want it in this world right now. In fact, I know I don't want it in this world right now.
Right.
I'm putting it out there. But I do think there's a time when I think it's going to be important to challenge the voices I hear giving me benevolent instruction. Like that's the thing, right? That's the key. So, but yeah,
Well,
for right now,
I think that, you know, to kind of, I've thought about that too. I've also thought that, you know, what have I thought? That I know of, you know, I would imagine that there are some men that I know in the dance world and in the creative space that would really love to build really beautiful worlds for others to move inside of. Do you know what I mean? And that would be something that I would really cherish.
Yeah.
You know, it's just knowing who we're asking for instruction,
right.
like to be guided by.
Right.
You know, it's like Philip Spotswood, you know,
Oh my God. Should we invite? Okay.
his voice would just be like amazing. I would just be so happy to be like, yeah, Philip, please, like send us really delicious, juicy, wonderful things to do or to think about or to imagine while we're moving. Bam. Like that's a male voice that I would just be delighted to have as a guide.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's the thing to think about is like the people that we invite to do these things, we would have to trust them to guide us through just about anything. Right? Like, and then it doesn't really matter who they are, what they are, you know, it's that we have a small tribe of like shaman that we trust, right?
Yes.
And they can be male, female, transgender, they can be whatever, however, but it's that they are a shaman quality.
Yeah. Agreed. Okay.
Right.
This is all right. This is progress. This is progress.
Totally. One part of progress is figuring out the obstacles you have to get over technologically to get some stuff done.
Yes.
So that thing, just before we hang up, that thing that I tried to send you failed. So
I didn't get anything. So
yeah. SoundCloud is not an option because you have to pay for it at some point after you do a number of uploads. So I feel like I might have to just pay to restart my Dropbox. Do you have Dropbox?
Yeah, I'm still paying for my upgraded Dropbox because I keep so much shit in there.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go ahead and just do the $99 a year and just get it started. So that's what I'll do. I'll do that, and I'll dump all these files into a folder.
Okay.
And share it with you.
And I mean, I'm going to start digging through all my stuff and try to find what I have.
Okay.
So, okay.
All right. I hope you have a good weekend.
Me too. I just want you to know, Coco, I mean, I know you already know this, but I just want to do stuff with you. And I'm so grateful that you entertain the idea of doing stuff with me. It just makes me really happy.
Ditto.
I'm really into it.
I wish I could just not work so much so I could really be engaged.
Yeah.
That would be my big wish.
We need to make that a project. We need to figure out what that world looks like. I mean, I know this is a part of it. Like, how do we make this world help fund ourselves? But
well, this is it. This is part of it.
Yeah.
So let's ride through the storm of of not knowing.
Yes.
And just not stop because we don't know.
Okay, this is saying 6 months. I'm committed. I am committed because I'm tired of being a ball dropper and I genuinely love this idea. And it feels like there is work to do, but it's not like it's not labor intensive, like post-youth. And don't get me wrong, I still love post-youth and I still think about it all the time. But that I knew that was going to be a labor-intensive thing that I was taking on. And I was like, oh, I don't really have time and energy for this right now. But this feels manageable. This feels manageable. And so that's why I am committed to this. I want this to be something that I really allow myself to participate in fully for at least 6 months, which is super low. Like that's not even a year.
Yeah.
Hopefully by then I'm like, we're already in it and it's just going to keep riding. So, okay. I love you.
I will upload this
Okay.
and share the link to you. Okay. Bye. Have a good weekend. Tell Jeff I said hi.
Okay. Well, I saw Michael, but tell him I miss him.
Okay.
Cobra Kai.
Bye.